y'all, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are Relationship Talk with the Lloyds, and we talk about relationship advice, relationship games, everything about relationship. And right now we are reviewing Married at First Sight season 12, and this is episode 13. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Before we do, you can take this time to click on that like button. You can subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us, and hit that bell to join our family and see what we talk about every week. All right, so let's jump right into the episode. So this episode, each couple met with, the professionals, Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal. So we're going to start with Paige and Chris. Now, first, my question was, why are they even bothering to meet with why? Right? Because I'm like, the relationship is over. Good riddance. Part ways. Go your separate ways. Why even bother? But I guess they have to prolong them being in the show. They're getting paid, so they gotta have some airtime. And I guess for Paige, she needs some counseling. And Chris, I was just like, whatever. What was your thoughts?
My thoughts is, why are we talking about these people?
Because they're part of the show. We're doing a review.
I don't like toot my own horn,
but
God. We're going to start it off with me saying that I kept pressing on like, this guy don't like her. Why he don't like her? She never gave no reason for him not to like her. And now pushed it down, and I said had to be your face, because when she walked down the aisle, you couldn't see really nothing about her. The only thing you can really see is her face. And now he was saying, "Oh, S." I'm not going backwards, but I'm trying to go backwards to go forward.
He was just like a hot mess. A hot mess. Listen, my thing is, first of all, I'm feeling like if Dr. Pepper met with Chris, she would have got on him a little bit more than Pastor Calvin. Because she basically called him a narcissist and was telling Paige, like, Paige, listen, the one thing I like what she told Paige, she was like, she got all into the details. Why did he want you to meet with the ex? Like, give us that reason. Why did he tell you that he bought a car for his ex? Because he wanted to hurt you. Like, Dr. Pepper gave it to her raw and real. Like, this guy is no good. He just wanted to hurt you. That's why he told you. And she said, if you are not treated with respect and admiration and kindness, don't accept it. And I think that was a key thing for her to say. Like, for any woman out there that's watching the show and see how Paige is being treated, to kind of think and say, this is not how a man's supposed to treat a woman. No matter if he doesn't like him, not attracted to her. You could be not attracted to somebody, or you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody, but there's something about just being kind. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be hurtful. And I think that's what Pastor Cal was trying to portray to him. Like, I think Pastor Cal tried to give Chris, like, a way to kind of redeem himself. Like, do you think, like, let's reflect. Like, he could have said, you know what? Everything I might not have been attracted to her, but, maybe I could have did things differently. To try to save face, to be like, you're not an evil person, Chris. Show people that you're not an evil person. And he didn't take the chance at all. He just continued to be a narcissist, like Dr. Pepper said. And I was like, dude, he's trying to give you a chance to kind of make the world not think that you're such an evil person, that you're not the devil like I call you, but that, you made some mistakes, you reflect and say, okay, you know what, I could have done things better, but he did not even take the opportunity. He just kept digging himself a hole, just tried to, like, I feel like he was trying to one-up Pastor Cal.
You did call him a devil.
I did. And I was
like, man, why you call that man the devil?
I was right.
And you was just calling him devil. But Pastor Cal asked him necessary questions, and the dude just could not come back with a respectful answer.
Nothing. He just kept saying she ugly, basically.
My problem is with this whole scenario ongoing, that Paige comes back and said, I will ask him why. Paige, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this to yourself? You're not kind to yourself.
Exactly.
You have to respect yourself and have boundaries, as Dr. Pepper said. And you don't respect yourself. You don't know yourself. So why did you even come into this whole Mavs married at first sight? Because you don't have that love for yourself. You show that you have the love for God, and I'm not getting on her, but I'm just saying what you have to enter in with is your respect, and then others will respect you for who you are, because you're going to portray it so much that they're going to have to respect your being.
Well, she get it now because she realizes
she don't get it because she's going to have the question.
She wants closure.
I'm going to ask her. I'm going to ask him.
She wants closure.
I'm going to ask. Well, maybe the answers is not good enough for you.
She wants closure, but she just needs to break away. Forget.
And if you don't get closure, why you can't close it yourself?
Some people need that. Some people need to realize why it didn't work out. Why you did me like this. He just go tell her you was ugly.
Because I can. And then what you gonna say?
I didn't like you, so I didn't care what other qualities you had. Once I saw your face and I didn't like your face, that's it.
Because I'm me. I'm doing what I want to do.
He wants
you do what you want to do.
He wants a little
and then how you gonna close it?
Arm. He wants a trophy wife, but she wasn't a trophy wife to him.
You waiting to get the good stuff so you can say, okay, now I can close it. No, close it.
Well,
move on.
She has to learn for herself. Everybody, when you really sit and reflect, like, we don't know how would we react in the situation. She wanted it to work. It didn't work. We all on the outside looking in saying, you stupid, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't take this. But it's a different story when you're actually in the situation. So I'm going to give her a little bit of grace right now and said, listen, it's a whole different situation when you're actually in it and you're trying to work. It's the pressure of the show, the pressure of the producer, the pressure of the fact that they paid you this money. You have to commit to the contract, not just the marriage, but also the contract. So I'm going to give her some grace.
I just want you to let you know that grace do run out.
Yeah, but I'm giving her some grace right now. Like, hey, give her a chance.
Paige, you was up there. Like, hey, you can do it. Why did you pack your clothes?
And she going home.
And you going to go home to who?
To her own house.
To Chris. Do you want me? And you're going to start this all over again.
We'll see. We have to wait and see. Hopefully she got herself together and she break away from him.
Get it together.
We'll see.
Let's move on.
He's just a mess, and Pascal tried to point out to him, like, dude, you done had two engagements. That
he
didn't
told
work
her
out.
that she's late. And then his appointment time with Pastor Cal was 7 o'clock. The time he came, 7:45. And then he wanted to turn the page. Why you always late? You're late for
Anyway,
never mind. I'm sorry.
Basically,
I'm sorry.
Pastor Cal was basically saying, like, listen, you had two relationships that didn't work out. You were engaged, didn't go to marriage. Got married, didn't work out. At some point, you gotta realize, what am I doing wrong? Like, take some accountability. It ain't always everybody else's fault. Self-reflect and see what you are doing wrong, and just accept it. And that's how you move forward. And Pascal trying to help him, like, listen, you got to figure out what to do so that your next relationship will work. But he's not taking no accountability, and he's perfect, and he's this God-gifted woman because, he's so beautiful that he could actually criticize somebody else's looks.
And I don't
he's an idiot
to be questioned about it.
He's an idiot.
Because I did my best.
He ain't buy that child that's coming a box of Pampers, but you buying a car. And talk about you about to buy a house. I
wear my suits twice.
3 times, because he got the daggone pants for that suit he had the last time.
I got money. I can buy a Mercedes.
I'm done. I'm done with him. Done. Let's move on.
You don't like my face? My face is fly. Why, Pastor Cal, did you bring this woman in front of me when her face just is not up to par?
I can't.
I couldn't believe he said these things, like.
Because that's what he does. He's a narcissist. It's all about him.
Never mind.
And nobody else.
It's all good.
I don't know how we even got relationships. And the woman that goes with him after this, God bless you. All right, let's go to Briana and Vincent.
They go with him. There may be something wrong with them.
That's right. They just in it for the money.
My gosh.
That he probably ain't got. All right, Briana and Vincent, let's talk about finances. So they did their whole finances scene before they met with the experts. And I'm like, really? They, instead of meeting with the experts, they need to meet with a financial advisor. Like, who spends 10 grand in a month? It's only 2 of them. What are you gonna do when you get kids? Almost 10 grand in a month?
Well, I guess 10 grand was with their rent and or house payment and all. I didn't look at the whole, but I did see the dog up there. It was
but
like
$90. That was that cookie.
I guess that's the food.
I guess. I'm like, oh, we ain't got no dogs. But I'm like, is that dogs costing $90 a month or what?
Hey, we need entertainment for ourselves too. And we need, my man was like, hey, if we got a pool table in our house.
I ain't mad at him though.
We can save money that way.
Vincent. Why have all this stuff in your house and you're not using it and enjoying it? Like,
right.
Why I gotta go play pool outside if I got a pool table in my house? That's like, that's a no-brainer. I can't be mad at Vincent with that. And the funny thing is that both of them said the one thing that they need to work on is communication. And they were both right. Because I like how each couple, they met with the experts, they came back and kind of discussed what they talked about and had that conversation. That's what people don't realize, that having like a marriage counselor or any type of counselor is good, because it allows you to discuss certain situations that you probably wouldn't have discussed or you just let go on. So when you kind of bring those items to the forefront and you really have that conversation, you're able to kind of, okay, we talked about it.
And you need that outside voice that can hear both points.
Exactly.
And that can bring what they heard to the forefront for y'all to discuss.
And make you look at things with a different point of view, which is good. But I'm like, Briana, I'm a little disappointed in her. Like, the boy want to sleep in a little bit. He's tired. Yes, I'm disappointed at Briana. Because I was like, she did not compromise at all. I was like, Briana. He said, what's the compromise?
Hold your thought.
All right, relish in the fact that let's relish in it. Go ahead, relish in it.
No, not me. I don't do that, please. I don't do those things.
As I was saying, he said, I want to sleep in a little bit. Like, what's the compromise? She really looked at that man and said, we could go to bed earlier and then wake up earlier. I'm like, where's the compromise? There's no compromise there. You still getting what you want. I understand what she's saying. You get up early, you be more productive, but come on. If the man wants to lay around a little bit and rest and relax in bed, just because you want to get up early and do stuff, that doesn't mean he wants to do it. Like, compromise.
So she wasn't willing to compromise when he said, yo, what do you need to, and what did she give? I don't think she
gave anything.
Like, I can wake up early or go.
No, she said, let's go to bed early and then wake up early, which is not a compromise. He wants to sleep in. First she said, I can give you an hour. Then she said, let's go to bed early and then we can wake up earlier. So
she had no compromise.
No compromise.
But she pointed out his compromise.
And said,
yo, what you need to do is...
Then she just looked at everything he did, while you be on your phone.
What I need to do... Oh, yeah. She said, your brain, it keeps running when you're
like, that's why he's still tired in the morning.
You seen his face. Face was like...
I'm like, no, girl. No.
This girl is too methodical and just everything that... Like, I'm getting tired of this.
I was definitely disappointed.
Bree is perfect though. She's
nobody said she was perfect.
Hey, Bree is perfect.
Nobody said she was perfect. I was just saying.
What do you say?
I didn't say she was perfect.
Sensitive Vinny and
he is sensitive.
All of these names I gave this dude.
He was sensitive with his tight shirt. But anyway, yeah. But then I was like, and then the whole baby making thing. I get it. There's so many different things you could do. You don't even have to carry a baby nowadays. Science has come so far. You could get somebody to carry the baby for you if you're scared. So he's just using that as an excuse. The man wants some kids. Like, he is seeing his life going a certain way. He's planning towards it. That's why he doesn't want to spend money right now.
The man said he had the car.
He's like, I did all this stuff. Like, as a single person, I lived the life.
I want to move forward. I want to look.
He's planning ahead. And she's still trying to.
She's like, what? I can't have my $5,000 bag?
My $400 a month for clothes?
What is going on? Okay, I'm going to cut it down to what? $250 or something, $200. Oh, no, I can't do that. $250.
She did compromise on that, though. I ain't gonna lie. She dropped it
just because she said it, that don't mean she's going to spend.
She verbalized it.
She verbalized it.
And then still was at almost $10,000.
And then still going to spend $500 because, hey, this is the time to do it now. I work hard. I'm going to play hard.
Well, listen, she probably make more than him, so she does have, I'm just saying. She bringing in the bread. That's another conversation. Anyway, let's go.
Hey, Bri, do some less spending because you're going to drive this man away from you. You're going to literally drive him away from you. If he got future plans, then rock with his future plans. You're going to get the things that you need and want in there too. But if you messing with his outcome and this, like,
the man got a plan, and he's looking towards the future.
You want a man,
and he wants her to be in the future.
You don't want that man just freestyling stuff.
Exactly.
But then when you get old and gray, y'all all like, hey.
Don't got no money to fall back at.
You know what?
And then you ain't got no kids to help take care of you.
Go to work. I gotta go to work because we're broke.
All right, let's move on to Clara and Ryan.
Oh,
that's the perfect couple because 10 out of 10, everything's fine, everything's wonderful. It's the best relationship they have. They better than everybody else. They ain't got no issues. I was like, what reality are they in?
All the couples came up there and said that, except like Bri and and Jacob and Ryan. But the other, oh no.
Paige Chris said it.
Yeah, I take that back. Whoa.
They're the only one that said everything was perfect.
So
only them.
All right, so Erik and Virginia and Clara and Ryan got up there like, hey, we are perfect.
No, I think only Clara and Ryan was acting like they Miss Perfect and Mr. Perfect and everything is fine. And I'm like, marriage is going great. 10 out of 10. This is Ryan. Everything is great. We're great. 10 out of 10. That's Clara. And I'm like, stop lying. No challenges? Really? Like, I could list a couple of issues that y'all had. Religious beliefs, no sex with Clara. I'm like, come on. Like, Dr. Pepper asked them, how do you think it makes her feel that you are waiting about sex? And I was like, listen, we watched the, what's it called, Unfiltered show. And I'm like, on the Unfiltered, when they showed that scene last week with Clara venting about the fact that she gets him off every night and she gets nothing, he was like, yeah, I knew how she felt. We talked about all this. Yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So he's aware of that. But in this episode, when Dr. Pepper asked him, he was saying, I think I should ask her about that. Probably do a little deeper diving. I'm like, you talking two different ways. Like how you say, yes, you knew how she felt on Unfiltered, and then this episode, which is 2 days later, you're saying, maybe I should talk to her about that. They are not showing their true self to each other.
Hey, there's like, you think was something that's core to him. This is a religious thing, and his parents are, ministers. He hasn't talked to his wife deeply about this thing. I don't want to push her, but it's a main core that you have to talk about.
It's something that's important to you, so you have to kind of voice how you feel and try to see how y'all can come to an understanding about it.
It don't make any sense.
They're just showing a facade of who they really are. They're not really showing their true self to each other.
I'm the best husband here because I can manage so well. I know my wife.
And you know nothing. Y'all know nothing.
Okay.
And I'm like, who are you actually portraying? This person is not your real self. I'm like, they feel, when you first meet somebody and trying to show your best face, that's how they are. Like they're still on the first date. She does. I think she talks more about how she feels when she does her one-on-one than she does when she speaks to him. And then when he does his one-on-one, everything's happy, gory, like, you know, La La Land. We all happy and joy, and it's not that. To her, you go to her one-on-one. It's like a totally different situation than when his one-on-one. When they talking to the camera, it's like they're in two different relationships. He has no idea how she feels.
Two different relationships. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
One is a fantasy and one is a reality.
He think he's perfect by, you know, I guess, calming the situation down and they speaking, right? And speaking calmly and not arguing and everything is going well. But he's not pushing her back on little certain things. And he thinks he's doing okay. But one thing is when are we going to have sex? When you think this thing is going to happen, when are we going to knock the boots, man?
Well,
he's like,
yeah, no.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's been in relationships
for months and up to a year. They didn't have sex.
Up to a year, didn't.
So this is nothing new to him.
But he was never married though.
No.
So I can get that to him. I can get that to him. Dude, you're married now, and you're getting to know your wife. And I'm not saying, hey, the first day.
But if she's doing stuff to him. If she's doing stuff to him, I don't see why he can't.
Like I said, shame on you. You asking your wife for these things and this and that.
Maybe she might not be asking. Let's not assume.
Hey, maybe he's compromising himself a little bit to please her sexual being.
But it's just making her more frustrated.
It could be. Yeah. It's kind of, you know. It could be, and he just don't want to do the intercourse thing. Yeah. Because he think that's all in. I can't, like, that's the ultimate sex act. And he's thinking these other little things, you know, she licking on his elbow and all. And that's what they're doing. What you thought it was? What you thought it was?
I'm done.
What?
Go ahead, Quentin. She licking on his elbow. Okay.
Yeah, he's taking his finger and she just licking on his. What you thought?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what it is.
Okay.
And he's compromising his finger parts and his elbows that, you know, to keep his wife happy. Yeah, he is the best, you know, husband. All right, Ryan, you owe me one.
Okay. Let's go to Erik and Virginia. So, one thing I have to say this week, that Erik meeting with Dr. Pepper, I think that was a very good meeting. He was very open to what Dr. Pepper had to say, and he came back speaking to her much, much differently than how he spoke to her before. He got his point across in a calm way, without any ultimatum, without putting her down. And I was like, Erik, do you see that you can speak to someone? And the key thing that Dr. Pepper said to him was, you could be honest, but not cruel. And that is the main thing that I was trying to say about Erik. That he wants to say these things to her. And even though what you're saying might not be 100% wrong, it's the way you say those things to her. And tonight's episode showed that he still said what he wanted, but it was in a different tone and a different manner. It didn't come as controlling. It didn't come as belittling. It didn't come as, you know, putting her down or just like talking down to her like she's an idiot. He spoke to her with respect and still got his point across.
This is true. Like they said before, and that I said before, and that when they have the arguments, just like he was laying up in the bed, he was like, hey, you dog. And you know when he get like this, right? And you know what that's about.
Oh, my God.
Some people just can't drink. Mm-hmm. He shows his liquor. She somewhat don't show it, even though she be throwing them back. unless
she hold her liquor better than him.
And stop saying that too, because she vomits.
Well,
and that's when you say, "Oh, she's drunk." But yet and still, if she's doing a little this and feeling,
because
that's what you call it.
If she drinks every weekend, at some point your
that's
body
not
tolerate.
but that's not holding your liquor.
But her body can tolerate it.
That's why I want to correct.
All right, whatever. She can't hold her liquor, but she don't react like him.
Okay, everyone has
exactly.
this. That's why they call it spirits. And anyway, but hey, listen, they both need to just leave the drinking alone. She can't, as she said when he asked her the question, she basically can't leave it alone.
Yeah, I was like,
she's addicted, and it's an addiction.
I think it's a coping mechanism.
That's what people think.
I think that's what she uses it to cope with her problems instead of going to see a therapist.
Okay.
She used the liquor to cope because he basically was saying, like, every time we have these big blow-ups and fights, we're intoxicated. So let's try to not drink so much so that, when we have these arguments, we're sober. But she's just like, we would have had those arguments anyway, even if we didn't drink. And then she just as soon as he started talking about drinking, she got defensive. And I was like, Dag, he's not blaming you, or he's just saying, listen, we drink and this is causing us to fight and fight nasty. Maybe if we don't drink, then we won't have these kind of nasty interactions with each other.
And he gets frustrated.
And I'm like, she was just like,
that's
shut
what
down.
I was saying off camera.
Talking about
that some things are going on. And like I said, I see Erik as a calm dude. Yes, he can speak.
Calm?
He can speak some old, some foul stuff.
Exactly.
And some demanding stuff. And some ultimatum, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall, I don't think he's controlling. He shows controlling ways.
He's controlling. Right?
But he's not controlling.
He's controlling.
Yeah, y'all can get at me. And in the condoms.
Where your mind at? The comments.
Comments. But I don't ultimately, I think that he's, calm guy, but he has his ways that he needs to fix. And after, just like if you go back to the old previous episode last week, I was saying that he can speak to her calm and this and that, but she is not bending to him. He's been bending to her much more than she ever bent. She haven't bent.
She just don't bend when it
yet.
comes to her liquor. She ain't
no.
her liquor.
She just been being nice and saying, "Hey, let's do this, and let me buy you this, and let's go on a picnic here." And that's the niceness in her. But her compromising, no. She's willing this dude in. And he's just bending, he's drinking, he's going to Las Vegas on their honeymoon and throwing stuff back on at the bar.
Forcing him to drink.
This is true. But I'm saying he's trying to appease her and fit in her world, and she's not trying to do the same. Period. Just like he talked calm and this and that, got out his point, and she was like, no, I'm not.
That's why I said she don't bend when it comes to her liquor.
It's not about just liquor. No.
She don't bend when it comes to her liquor. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. But the whole thing about the hanging out for the weekend and whatnot, I was like, I saw both sides.
How many reasons did she bring up?
I saw both sides.
And I'm not saying that she shouldn't have these reasons, but how many reasons are you going to keep kicking out week after week after week?
But that's her feelings. That's her feelings.
That's true.
You have to understand.
But like I said,
grew up.
When they signed up for this, they asked the questions, and now all of a sudden you're pushing back. She
might. Okay. She didn't say it was all definitely not. She said she had some concerns. She voiced her concerns. And he did make her feel a little better about that because he said, I think you'd be a good mom. And she was like, oh, I didn't think you would think that. So the fact that he's saying that, she kind of like softened up. But even Pastor Cal told her she has to change her mindset. Like, she's worried about, I'm going to do all this to damage my kid. Instead of thinking that way, she could think, I'm aware of the fact that my actions can affect my children, so I'm gonna be more mindful of what I do to make sure.
So she
my
thinking
kids are
she
okay.
messed up like that.
She's messed up.
Gonna...
That's what Pastor Cal was like. Listen, I'm a parent. We all jack our kids up in some way, shape, or form.
I understand that, Ty.
She's not like 100%. I'm not having kids. She just has some concerns, and that's something she has to work out with a therapist, because it's more than just like I'm concerned, like Briana, concerned about her physical well-being. It's her mental well-being too, because there's something going on with her that is her childhood. That she basically said her childhood was jacked up because of her mother and father divorcing and not seeing a good relationship. So it's some other issues other than just not wanting to have kids. All right, last but not least, Haley and Jacob. And I was like, I hardly had anything on them. I feel like they're both done. Jacob is talking about, oh, you willing to try? I think he's just being polite. I think he's checked out. He's done. It's a wrap. They're just going to wait out their time until decision day. Then they're going to part their ways. You got that one, though?
Haley. So you are letting your previous relationship affect your now relationship, your marriage. You've been bridesmaids for how long, and how many weddings you've been through, and I think she said before she got 7 weddings this year to go to. So
a lot of weddings.
And you let in a 5-year-old relationship that you was in, and you said it was a controlling relationship. And I'm guessing you was sitting there for 2 or 3 days with Jacob and like, I'm trying to learn things about you, but I'm mute and I'm not going to say anything. And you let my man Weird Jacob just go on and try to be funny, try to make you laugh, try to break you a little bit when you was asking crazy questions.
What you been doing the last 10 years?
What you been doing the last 10 years? How would you answer that, Lloyd Love movement? How would you answer that? So she went back on the show and they showed that question. How would you answer it?
What you been doing the last 10 years?
What kind of foolish question is that?
No, I can answer it for you. Last 10 years, I've been starting my business, right?
Okay.
I started a new career in the trucking industry. I started my own trucking business so I could work for myself. I've been developing that. I've been working on my house. Mm-hmm. Like, these are the different moves. Think about how I could even expand my business. I've just been focused on my business for the last 10 years. That's what I've been doing. I haven't been really dating anybody, focusing on that. That's an answer. What have your life been like in the last 10 years? And he did finally give her an answer. He was like, listen, I haven't been really sociable because most of my friends have been getting married, having kids, and that's not what I'm doing. So I've been trying to find a wife.
What you been doing the last 10 years here?
In Atlanta.
Yeah, but it was here.
He's been in Atlanta for the last 10 years.
But here.
I forget it. I can't.
That was an awkward question.
It was a question. He could have answered it.
He answered it. Okay, I guess he felt wrong and she was just blasting him, through the counselors, whatever.
Because she said he didn't respond to her. She
circled back and asked again. And what was his response?
I just told you his response. So anyway, Jacob is making changes. She's not making any changes. Jacob is done. He's just being cordial. He made a point to say if she wanted it to work, it would have worked because he is attracted to her. He does like her. But she doesn't like him. She's not attracted to him. That threw him off. And from then, he's been done. Checked out. See you. Sayonara. Let's just wait our next 2 weeks out. This isn't a day. Peace. Have a good life. Move on back to my house with my 80s theme. And look for the next chick that likes 80s.
She's going to let the root of her problem. That's why she was sitting up there talking to whoever she was talking to and then start crying. She got issues.
Everybody got issues.
She has issues.
Everybody got issues.
So why these people jumping on these shows?
Because they think they gonna have a fairy tale.
Dragging their baggage, and then
everybody that comes on the show, you gotta have a certain type of issues to be on the show. Nobody, no sane person just goes on the show and marry a stranger. You gotta have some type of
situation with all these cameras and
exactly.
Hey, you saying this and they doing that.
There gotta be something wrong with you. Nobody, no sane person that ain't got that wrong with them goes on a show like this. So this is the reality of it. Look back at the old episode. Everybody got an issue. Everybody has something, some type of issue or something. Why they go on the show? It's because they can't find nobody and they think this is going to be their savior of everything. But they have not tackled these certain problems. Because in life, when you're dating somebody, you're not having a counselor to tackle every issue that you go through and talk about your past and deep dive in about. Nobody goes through that dating life. So this is a different situation. So these things are going to come up. And that's why we're discussing it.
Well, decision date is coming up.
It's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your prediction?
My prediction about what?
Jacob and Haley. Not going to make it.
Everybody going to break up.
Not Briana Vincent.
It's because you don't want them to.
I think they're going to be together still.
What you call it? Going to mess it up.
Erik and Virginia, I'm still a toss-up.
Talking about, hey. Talking about financial stuff.
Clara Ryan.
Hey, you frugal.
I go back with you. You trying to have everybody break up. They always got to have one couple that needs to stay together. So Briana and Vincent's going to stay together. Erik and Virginia is a toss-up. Clara Ryan. Oh, my God. I'm going to still stay with Clara Ryan. It's going to stay together. They're going to keep being fake and say yes on decision day. And then 2 months later, they're going to divorce. And Jacob and Haley, done. Paige and Chris, I'm not even going to give an opinion. They're already done.
They're already done?
Yes.
What you heard.
They done.
You heard.
That's all dramatics.
You heard what
it's
this
all
man
dramatics.
said,
it's all dramatics.
So you think.
We know they're done. You see right now in real life that he's not with her.
Got the strength and got no more questions for him.
He's just going to diss her
She's going to close it.
He's just going to diss her some more and leave her.
Okay.
So, it don't matter. What's your prediction? Do you agree with my predictions or you got something different?
Yeah, all right.
So you agree with what I have? Same opinions?
Yeah, all right.
All right, they all right. All right, y'all. That's it for us this week. Hit that, if you stayed this long, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed.
Should have hit it already.
Hit that like button. Share.
Yep.
Comment. Tell us what you think of this episode. Do you agree with us? Yes or no? Or what do you think just in general of this crazy season of Married at First Sight?
This was a good episode, too.
It was a good episode. It's good to show that therapy does work and it's good to talk about your issues. But you got to be open-minded. That's the main thing. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. This is the Lloyd Love Movement. Relationship Talk with Lloyds.
Okay.
Bye, y'all. Peace.
Peace.